What's up everyone, this is FP Sticks bringing you some more Go Battle League battles here in the Great League, and in today's video I'm actually going to be featuring a team that I came up with to really kind of break apart what I have found the Great League meta to really be shaping out to be. I have noticed a lot of Azumarill and Abomasnow cores. And so I was kind of thinking about what Pokemon might have a lot of play against a lot of these team comps that I've been seeing, and I thought Galvantula would be a great pick. And this team, I ran Galvantula, Pelipper, and Galarian Stunfisk, and I've just been having some hot streaks with it. I've gained almost 200 points since I started using it, and I'm currently sitting at 3245 rating, so we'll see where that puts me on the leaderboard today. And so I really quickly wanted to get this video out to you all and discuss this team just in case some of you are trying to make that final push to Legend or just gain some elo before the new move updates and everything drops on Monday, which I will be addressing that once we actually get some specific numbers on those stats of the new move updates. But quick thought process behind this team, and then we'll get into the battles. Galvantula in the lead, pretty powerful. You're going to see me catch a lot of positive leads. Obviously, it's going to struggle against Alolan Marowak, and Galarian Stunfisk are pretty much its two common worst matchups. Against Swampert, I just stay in there and go straight lunge, but against a Galarian Stunfisk, I would mirror with my own Galarian Stunfisk. Against any other unfavorable lead, like in Alolan Marowak, I'm typically using Pelipper as the safe swap. Altaria is a pretty difficult lead to handle with this. You might have to just sack the Galvantula. But let's get into these battles, and I'll kind of break down my thought process as we go. So jumping right into these battles, you're going to see me catch a lot of favorable leads. Azumarill is probably one of the most common Pokemon in Great League still, and Galvantula obviously has a lot of play against it. Out comes an Alolan Marowak here, and I'm actually going to dump some energy onto this Alolan Marowak before I get into my Pelipper. What that discharge energy does is put this Alolan Marowak into Weather Ball range. This is also a Hex Alolan Marowak, so it was not as threatening for my Galvantula to stay in there. I noticed that it wasn't Fire Spin. And what I found that if people safe swap an Alolan Marowak against me, I actually need a little bit of Volt Switch damage on it before switching into my Pelipper, just to guarantee that a Weather Ball can get rid of that thing. Out comes Shadow Abomasnow, and my opponent, which by the way is So Technical, really talented battler, also a really great content creator on Twitch and YouTube as well. Shadow Abomasnow is pretty rough, but luckily the wing attacks were doing a lot of damage, and he caught that Weather Ball on his Azumarill. I'm over farming here because I knew that the Azu didn't have a move quite yet. Gonna throw the discharge. Out comes the Abomasnow. I'm not able to get to this lunge, so I'm just gonna let this go. The Weather Ball does take me out, and then my Galarian Stunfisk should be able to clean this up nicely. I correctly called the Energy Ball here, which is really good for me. All I need to do is build back-to-back rock slides here. Shadow Abomasnow, Galvantula actually loses to in the 2 shield, which is kind of scary. Normal Abomasnow, if you see it in the lead, you can win in the 2 shield, and that's typically what I like to do with this team. Again, you're going to see me catch a lot of favorable leads here, but it's very important on how I play some of these secondary matchups to just guarantee that I am still able to win the game. This battle is up against Linden Ryu, who is very high up on the leaderboard right now, and he plays this team of Shadow Abomasnow, Azumarill, and Sableye. And so I know his team because I battle him like once or twice every single day. And he is so like technical with this team. He just doesn't ever give me any sort of room to get any sort of advantage here. So I'm just going to take this to the 2 shield, try to get shields down, and then go for a farm with Pelipper most likely. Actually try to catch on Pelipper here, and the reason being here is because I know that Galvantula has play against the Azumarill and the Sableye in the back. The big problem here is that he did not throw energy with his Abomasnow. I was really hoping that he would dump some energy onto my Pelipper, but really heads up play by him recognizing that he was double debuffed. So I'm over farming against this Azumarill. This Hurricane's going to be able to take it out. But then I know I'm going to get farmed by either the Abomasnow or the sableye. He ends up bringing in the sableye, which puts me in a terrible spot. Terrible spot. Honestly, man, I could have potentially saved this Weather Ball and then swapped into Galarian Stunfisk. I don't know, because this is really tough. The Abomasnow has so much loaded energy. This Rock Slide is, I think, barely not going to take out the sableye, and I get, okay, it's just enough to take it out. Out comes the Abomasnow, and this thing is just fully loaded with energy. Because it's a Shadow Abomasnow, this Energy Ball barely doesn't take me out, but now I'm down, and I don't have a move stored on Galvantula. My switch clock is not up, so I can't go for a sacrificial swap. And man, really nice plays by Linden. I'm sure I'll get plenty more opportunities to match up against him, and we'll have to see how those battles go. But Galvantula into Mew. Okay, so Mew's in the lead. Typically run Surf, which they do get to the move before you get to a charge move. It only takes 5 Shadow Claws, and it essentially takes 6 Shadow Claws worth of energy for Galvantula to get to a move, as far as the timing goes. I like to just kind of take this to the 2 shield, assuming that it is the Asian Milkman team of Mew, Scrafty, and Skarmory. Alignment of my back line is everything. So they catch on Skarmory, which is a really heads-up play. And this really makes me think that I need to start over-farming the second time that I throw the lunge against the Mew for future matchups. Another mistake I made there is I should have actually just fully stored a move with Galvantula before getting out of there, because I would have survived one more Air Slash. Obviously, this is a very favorable matchup for my Galarian Stunfisk, but I do know that there's a Scrafty that is most likely going to come out, so I need as much energy as possible to start chipping away at that thing. I would really like to land an Earthquake on it. Down goes the Skarmory. I'm anticipating Scrafty. There it is. Just go straight Earthquake here. There's no sense in baiting. It's just providing a win scenario for my opponent. I'm just going to insta-swap Pelipper right here, because I don't want Scrafty to get a hefty farm. Here's a huge mistake by them. They are staying in with Scrafty. If they would have swapped Mew immediately, I would have been in a much more difficult scenario. But now I have this big energy advantage with Pelipper. And so all I got to do is get off this Weather Ball to take out this Mew. I'm receiving the energy for the wing attack, so I need to under-tap this Weather Ball here. And there it is. I'm able to get this off pretty cleanly. This will be just enough to take out the Mew, and then these wing attacks are going to be hitting for super effective on Scrafty, and I'm able to wing attack it down. Good game there. Galvantula into Hypno. This is a Shadow Hypno, and the confusions are really going to chunk. Obviously, Lunge is going to hit for super effective. It's pretty safe to assume that they have Thunder Punch and Fire Punch, or possibly Thunder Punch and Shadow Ball, but either way the confusions are really adding up. I get a free Volt Switch here, which is really, really huge. I'm anticipating that this could be Hypno Double Dark, because I've seen this floating around a lot. Let's see if they want to commit both shields. They do. At this point, I think I store them. Okay, they catch on their Azu. They catch a lunge on their Azu, which is a very nice play. I have to get out of here. But the nice thing is I still have a shield. I know that the Hypno has so much loaded energy. This Azu is going to be in Hurricane plus farm down range, most likely. But I might have to throw a Weather Ball. We're going to see. I don't want to have to commit my final shield with this Pelipper yet. I have no idea what could be in the back. If it's a Scrafty, I'm worried. Because this pairing of Hypno and Scrafty, I have seen a lot. If Hypno comes back in, I would really like to get off this Weather Ball. There's the Hypno, and they over farm, and I'm able to get to this Weather Ball. They have so much energy. Down goes Hypno. It's a Mandibuzz in the back, so I'm going to rip off a Weather Ball here and then get out of here. I'm just going to get into my Stunfisk because I don't want to be snarled down here. And this is pretty favorable for me, and they leave the game. So they did have a Dark type in the back after all. Good game. Galvantula into Pelipper. Very, very favorable lead for me. So maintaining alignment is everything. Out comes Deoxys. This is also good for me. We get some lag. That's not good for me. But I'm going to immediately throw this lunge. Possibly store up. Okay, I'm just going to swap into Stunfisk here. That's totally fine as well. My goal here is to leave this matchup with as much stored energy as possible, because if I can threaten Rock Slides on the Pelipper, that puts me in even more of a favorable position. and it's really crucial that my Galvantula remains aligned with the Pelipper. So I'm going to go for a pretty aggressive mud shot down here. And none of the charge moves that Deoxys throws on Stunfisk do anything. So I have a Rock Slide stored, and I'm close to getting to another one. I'm anticipating Pelipper coming out. They bring out the Pelipper, and then they actually catch on their Galarian Stunfisk. So I'm totally fine with this. Like, that was a really nice play by them. I could have stored a Rock Slide there before making a move, but I'm just going to get into my Pelipper here. I have 2 shields, but I'm still not going to shield this first Rock Slide because I know I can tank it. Pelipper gets to Weather Ball at the same pace that Galarian Stunfisk gets to Rock Slide. They both take 5 fast moves. They're in such a tough spot here. They're playing really, really well, catching the moves and forcing me to dump energy in unfavorable scenarios, but there's really just nothing they can do because I maintained such clean alignment and managed my energy so well in that secondary matchup. Here's a big mistake here, just going for a Weather Ball chip damage when I could have gone for Hurricane, but I really just wanted to get into my Galvantula as soon as possible. And I'm actually just going to throw this lunge to guarantee that the Weather Ball won't do as much damage to me because I knew that they were at 1. This guarantees that I can survive it, and then 1 more Volt Switch will be able to shred this Pelipper there. Good game. Galvin to Bastiodon. All right, this matchup is crazy. We somehow both simultaneously swap. I'm not sure if they were just anticipating me swapping and they instantly made that move, or if they were also planning on swapping, but that was insane. I'm only able to get to 1 Weather Ball. I have a shield advantage. Which is really important because double shielded Galarian Stunfisk is my win scenario up against these Grasshole teams. So out comes Bastiodon. There's nothing I can do here. I'm just going to throw Discharge to try to soften this up. I was not able to save my Galvantula. It's a Shadow Gloom in the back, so I'm just going to go straight Earthquake here. My thought process was I could either go triple Rock Slide or double Earthquake, and double Earthquake is technically 5 energy less if I remember, which is could be like 1 mud shot of difference. And you can see I'm barely able to take out that Gloom, and here is the freaking Bastiodon. I'm able to get to the Earthquake, able to beat the Grasshole team with this line. It is difficult to do, but you pretty much just need to get a shield advantage in that secondary matchup and have G-Fisk sweep. So good game. All right, Shadow Bombsnow. We know this is not good in the 2 shield, but I like to take it to the 2 shield and either potentially try to catch on my Pelipper or sack the Galv. I'm actually just gonna make a move right here, man. This was still kind of the early stages of this team, like these first battles, and so I feel like as I encountered these matchups more and more, I started to develop a cleaner strat. They're actually staying in with the Bombsnow here, and I'm totally fine with that. I'm anticipating that they have a Azumarill in the back, which they do, and then I'm also anticipating that they either have an AWAK or a sableye in the back. I have a shield advantage, which is really, really good for me. I know if I can leave this Azumarill matchup with some stored energy on my Galvantula, I'm going to be able to threaten the Sableye really nice if it's Sableye in the back, or I'm going to be able to land super effective lunge on the Abomasnow. Okay, here's a mistake here. I got greedy and I overfarmed. This might actually be the matchup that I lose here. Yeah, so then I go for an undercharge, but their switch clock is up and they get into the AWAK. I store a move. It's really important that I remember that. I am not going to be able to get to a Rock Slide and an Earthquake, so double Rock Slide. Oh man, I think this is actually the game that I throw. But there was a win con here. I should have just went for Rock Slide chip damage. No. Should have just went for Rock Slide chip damage, because then Discharge would have been enough, but they still had the Abomasnow. So honestly, my main mistake was getting too greedy against the Azumarill. So very nice play to my opponent. All right, Galv into Jirachi. This is fairly neutral, honestly, because the confusions really add up. Obviously, the Doom Desire is resisted damage because of my electric typing, but this lunge hits for neutral, which is why I go for the lunge first, because it drops their attack. And I'm actually going to go for Discharge here, because I don't anticipate them shielding. and Discharge does slightly more damage. I wanted to swap into Pelipper there to absorb this Doom Desire, but I will shield this up. And then they actually bring out Sableye, so I'm going to switch into my Galarian Stunfisk here. Another mistake, I did not store a move on my Galvantula. I should have stored a move. Galvantula wins CMP against almost everything in the Great League, and so it's really nice to have that energy stored. I knew I could survive that. I know Earthquake is going to be enough to KO. I'm really hoping they don't shield. They let it through, and I'm able to Mud Shot down. Really good for me. I have no idea what's in the back. I know they have Jirachi. It's an Obstagoon. Oh my gosh. Well, I'm going to be able to get my Pelipper on this, which I do resist the counters. Wing Attack is hitting for neutral. I get to Weather Ball at the exact same pace that the Obstagoon gets to the Night Slash. I know that the Jirachi has like 1 HP and that they're going to try to sack swap on it, so I need to be very careful here. I know they're going to try to catch on the Jirachi, so if they do that, I can just keep farming, and ideally I need to hit an Earthquake or a Hurricane on this Obstagoon. Farming. There's the attempted sack swap. I keep farming it down. I have a Hurricane loaded, and this is going to do massive damage to the Obstagoon, and it takes it out. Good game. Galvantula had play against all 3 Pokemon in that team. Are you all starting to see a trend? A lot of people do not account for Galvantula when they team build because it's not very common right now. And so probably after this video drops and a lot of people watch it, you know, team comps may change up a little bit, and especially on Monday with these new moves released, we might see some change in team comps, but I have really been enjoying this team. Against the Umbreon, I actually am going to commit a shield. The only reason that anyone would ever stay in with an Umbreon against Galvantula matchup is if they're also weak to Galvantula in the back. So I'm recognizing that. I'm going to preserve this. They sack the Umbreon, fine by me. I have so much loaded energy here. They bring out their own Galvantula. So I can't make any moves here. I just need to get off as much lunge chip damage as I can. There goes the first shield. I'm able to get to another lunge here. My opponent is obviously committing to the farm down here, but thank goodness I have a G-Fisk in the back to negate all this energy. They farm me down. They're pretty much at 100 energy. Gonna bring in my G-Fisk. They throw a lunge, so this is wasted energy. There's no way they stay in here. It's a Skarm in the back. So what I need to do here is eventually switch out of this matchup. I really wanted the Skarmory to throw some energy on my Stunfisk, but it was a smart move by them to continue farming. My Pelipper is useless here. I know that they have Skarmory and Galvantula, so Pelipper is just a pure sacrifice here. It allowed me to clear my debuff on my G-Fisk, and G-Fisk is clearly the win scenario, so I'm saving my shield for that. I have pretty much 2 Rock Slides stored. Gonna start throwing some energy here, but I want to consistently remain over farmed, so when the Galvantula does come in right here, I'm gonna get hit by 1 lunge, but because I have residual energy, this is going to guarantee that I won't get hit by another lunge, and I can cleanly take out the Skarmory in the back. I am debuffed here, so this 1 Rock Slide won't be enough, but then I can Mud Shot it down from there. Good game. Galvantula, man, it really sets me up for success in the lead here. Okay, I believe this is up against Sodium, and I battle this trainer like multiple times a day because of our rating, and so I know his team. It's Razorleaf, Tropius, Sableye, G-Fisk. So he absorbed that lunge on the Tropius, and then out comes Sableye. This is a CMP tie here, most likely, because Sableye reaches foul play at the same pace that Galvantula reaches lunge on the first 2 foul plays. I'm going to shield this and preserve this. And then I'm going to store energy. I really like what I did there. Store energy, then switch into Pelipper here. I switch into Pelipper because then I get to avoid like the Razor Leaf damage from Tropius. But and this, all I have to do is land 1 Weather Ball here. But potentially the safer play would have been bringing out my G-Fisk here. This matchup was actually pretty wild because I just did it like half an hour ago. This is pretty fresh footage, so I'm going to tank all of this. I have a move stored on Galvantula. I know that he has a G-Fisk in the back, so I need to ensure that I have an energy head start against that matchup. So I throw Rock Slide, and then I'm able to Mud Shot down the Tropius. I have such a significant energy advantage here. There's no point in baiting. No point in baiting. If I fail a bait, I lose the game, and I have an energy advantage. Straight Earthquake is the play here. I'm receiving the Mudshot energy here, and I win CMP here anyways, and this is going to be able to take out the Galvantula. Or the Stunfisk. Actually, they barely survive, but it doesn't even matter. I know this is a Rock Slide, and I still survive. And I have a move stored on Galvantula, so I think I just saved the shield for that. Galvantula had play against Tropius, had play against Sableye, and their only hard response to it was a G-Fisk, which was in the back. Galvantula into Deoxys. Okay, favorable for me, but obviously you need to look out for the Rock Slide, which it takes 7 counters to get there on the first one. Good luck counting fast moves when the game stutter lags like that, but I get to the lunge right before the Deoxys reaches the first Rock Slide. This was a CMP tie, so I did know that it was a Psycho Boost, but I want to preserve health on Galvantula because they have an Umbreon, which Galvantula also does really well against. So I'm going to lunge this thing and then store up some energy, and then eventually make a move into Pelipper. Reason being, Pelipper struggles against Defense Deoxys because of the potential Rock Slide or Thunderbolt. So I store up energy, I catch on my Pelipper, and I'm going to heavily overfarm here because this Umbreon has been debuffed. So it's really important to kind of recognize like the energy management in these secondary matchups. It's not good enough just to win this matchup. I want to leave with as much stored energy as possible to pressure whatever they have in the back. Down goes the Umbreon. Out comes the Defense Deoxys. I'm going straight for the Hurricane, and let's see what they want to do about it. They let it go through. Huge damage. Guess what? I have a Stunfisk that shuts down all of this energy that the Defense Deoxys has generated. So I'm in a very, very favorable scenario here. Definitely get a Mudshot down. They have their own G-Fisk in the back, which is pretty scary for me. But I get a Mudshot through right there. This is just a bait game and like calling everything. I get baited. I'm going to go for Rock Slide bait. If they call the bait, I lose. But luckily it's successful and I'm able to get to this Earthquake. This should be just enough damage to KO it because of all these mud shots. It is. Out comes the DD, and I'm able to win that game there. Good game. Galvantula into Jirachi. All right, I've done this before. It takes 4 confusions to get to the first Doom Desire, and so that's why I throw 4 Volt Switches here to try to avoid them getting an extra confusion. I get a shield there. I will definitely mirror shields even though this is resisted. I want to preserve health on Galvantula. They bring out Umbreon. I'm going to lunge this thing. Galvantula is having so much play right now. And then once again, I'm eventually going to make a move into Pelipper. I'm going to shield this. Galvantula has so much play. I feel like it's going to have play against her back line. I catch on my Pelipper. I have moves stored on my Galvantula. I know that they have a Jirachi that doesn't have any energy. So another scenario here where I'm going to pretty heavily overfarm. I'm keeping track of Umbreon's energy. It alternates between 4 and 3 snarls for these foul plays. Gonna go for the Weather Ball here. This should be just enough to take it out. Yep. If the Jirachi comes back in, which it does, I know it doesn't have energy. I'm just gonna go straight for this Weather Ball. It does not KO. Able to get to another Weather Ball here. This is absolutely amazing. I don't know what's in the back, but I have a move stored on Galvantula. It's a Scrafty. These wing attacks really add up. I'm going to go straight for the lunge to get this debuff off, and then I'm going to get out of here most likely. Oh, actually, I think I stay in to force them to commit energy. Yeah, I want to force them to commit energy here because I'm threatening getting to that second lunge. So they do go for foul play. Good for me. It was not a power-up punch because I would have survived. And now the Scrafty is almost in Earthquake range. They're going to power-up punch me here, but I'm going to be able to cleanly get to this Earthquake. And then I think one more Mud Shot does the trick here. Yes, very nice. Galvantula, what can I say? This team is wild. Confusion Shadow Gardevoir. Ouch, these things are hurting, man. So I'm going to throw the lunge and get the heck out of here. Going to switch into Pelipper and throw a Weather Ball. They still have not thrown a move. Are they going to go down 2 shields? They let it go. I'm in such a favorable spot here. Oh my gosh, out comes Zapdos. Thank goodness we have a G-Fisk in the back to shut down this energy that Zapdos is most likely going to farm. I'm up 2 shields. Really good for me. G-Fisk is the safe option here, but as you will see, these drill pecks really do start to add up. They're only single resisted. The Thunder Shocks are obviously double resisted. And so I know I do want to overfarm here though, because I'm worried that there might be like a counter user in the back. So I'll shield up one of those drill pecks and then kind of overfarm a little bit here. My Galvantula is out of energy. I do need to be aware of that. This Rock Slide is for sure going to KO, and then we'll see what they have in the back. It is Fire Fang Mawile, so I just go straight for the Earthquake. Thank you all so much for watching. I really hope that you enjoyed this video and the insight onto my gameplay. I felt like I played pretty well in a lot of these matchups, even though I had favorable leads. The thing to pay attention to is the secondary matchup and the energy management in a lot of these scenarios. Galvantula is kind of a sleeper pick right now. I was able to get to 32.45, so best of luck out there. I've really been enjoying this team. I fully expect to be hard countered the next couple days, but run this team while you can. See if you have some success with it. Thank you all so much for watching. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll catch you all in the next video.